Hello and welcome to this Moodle demonstration video. In today's short demonstration, we are going to be looking at the forum feature that's available within Moodle. It's going to be a great tool for engaging in some kind of asynchronous or potentially synchronous conversations with learners, ideal for delivering blended learning or just general support and also peer support as well. So it's got lots of uses. So what we're going to do is under our topic here, we're going to make sure that editing's turned on our Moodle page, and we're going to add an activity or resource. And you'll find forums somewhere in the middle. Again, as with Moodle, if you click on it, then it will give you lots of ideas about what kind of forums can be used and how they can be used with learners. So that's a really good place to start. If you're stuck for ideas, then you can have a look at that. And there's some more advanced features that you can look at. So we're just going to look at setting up a basic forum so that you can get an idea of how you can start to use it to support learners. So I've clicked on forum and we're going to click add. Um, as always, with just about any Moodle option here, we're going to look for a forum name and then a description. And the description will be what the task of the forum is essentially. So in the forum, we're going to call this, we're going to call it blended learning discussion. And then in here, I'm going to ask my learners to post your thoughts and questions about how to engage learners with blended learning. So fairly short, fairly sharp, but again, could be a video. You could use this as a formative activity. Here's a video of a particular procedure or demonstration or something. Use the forum to discuss and dissect what's happening. Maybe it's a video slightly related to your subject. Maybe you've embedded something from eStream, a television program, a documentary or something, and you're asking your learners to discuss that and create a discussion around the ethics of it or something like that. Lots of flexibility here. You can ask to display it on the course page, so you would have the description underneath it so people would know it was that forum, because you can have several different forums if you want. So this is a very bespoke forum. I'm using this forum for one particular task, one particular activity linked to this first topic area of blended learning. Which is quite important when we come to the forum type, because you've got a choice here of a single simple discussion, or each person posts one discussion, a Q&A forum or a standard forum in a blog format, or this standard forum for general use. So there's several different options there depending on how you want to use it. Just for this purpose, I'm going to use a single simple discussion, because this is the one topic I want people to talk about. It may be that I have a generic forum that actually is just a general Q&A that peers and learners can come together and talk about their thoughts, feelings, questions and things like that. Or you could do a Q&A forum which is more like a frequently asked questions. So you kind of got so much potential there to have any kind of conversation you want with learners. It's just making sure that they're going to engage. That has to be linked to something tangible within the course. So some of the options here, I've got attachments and word count. So I can actually display a word count if I want to. I can restrict the amount of words that people type. So if I was linking it to an assignment, you have 200 words to describe Shakespeare's sonnets or something like that. Or within 350 words, can you give me an overview of aseptic practice in the care environment? Something like that, however you want it to be. And attachments as well. So it could be a discussion about, go out, take photos of local architecture showing different types of brick bonds and construction techniques, and discuss why you think they've been designed like that. So you can attach a picture and have the discussion, and every learner can get involved. The subscription and tracking are just generic modes for making sure that they'll receive notifications, and there's different options there. So in this option, participants can choose whether they're subscribed or not. So you can give it free choice whether they want to engage or whether they are forced to, to subscribe. So they're always going to get that information. So depending on how you're going to use that forum, depends on whether you make it mandatory or voluntary. So some of the other options here, the post threshold for blocking, um, there are some options here to view. If you get stuck with what the options are, the little question marks here. So you can block the capability of how many posts they can have and what they can do to prevent kind of spamming and things like that. Um, but generally speaking, it's not something you're probably going to suffer from. You want all learners to be contributing as much as they want to engage that conversation. Um, okay, so we come on to grade. So with grading, currently it's uncategorized, but there are ways that you can link this to grades within your grade book. Now we haven't got things set up in the grade book for this, so we don't need to worry about that at the minute, but we'll explore that in another video later on. Ratings, again, something that you don't really need to worry about. The second is to do with the scale and the ratings and the grading. And then the common module settings, which we've looked at before, are just generic, whether it's shown or involves groups. So, short recap. One blended learning discussion. This is what I want my learners to talk about. This is the single simple discussion that I want them to have. I've allowed them to upload attachments, and it's going to be a voluntary subscription. So I'm going to save and return to course. And you'll see on the page now I have my blended learning discussion available there. So when I click into that now, I will see there is my question at the top. Post your thoughts and questions about how to engage learners with blended learning. And because this is a single simple discussion, I can just click reply underneath. And I can put, okay, so I think that you should include a range of helps inter like videos and audio. Okay, you can ask for it to email copies of the post to the forum if you want them, and I'm going to click post to forum. So it usually takes a few seconds for it to display, and you can see there I've added my reply. So I can add replies to any of those bits. So it's engaging your learners in having a kind of almost like a social media-esque conversation from a very basic, simple, straightforward tool. So that's forums. They're quite flexible. They can have an ongoing Q&A discussion, FAQs. They can be used for particular assignments. They could be used to provide formative support, peer assessment, and a range of other methodology to suit your needs. Thank you for watching this demonstration.